Hello, fabulous Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Well, this is a month where you are considering the big picture and you are looking at your current alliances right now, and either you're making big plans together or you're thinking about whether this person fits into the biggest plans that you have for your life or not. And if they don't, you may just be willing to let go. You may just be willing to create change and to create some space. For those of you who are attached, I am seeing this as a time of some very powerful connections, or at very least, I'm seeing very important, whether it's you want to call it a heart-to-heart, whether you want to call it really being honest with each other. But it does look like both of you are really laying bare where it is that your values are, what it is that you really believe about life, about larger questions of spirituality and your orientation to the world. And it does look like if you are in a situation where there is a large disagreement, a fundamental disagreement, then you're going to have to decide how much further this alliance can actually go. And I'm seeing this come up possibly for some of the more committed relations as well. And all of this is part of really you. You've been going through changes. Your understanding of the world, your understanding of your philosophical orientation to the world has been going through adjustments. Some Leos out there, in all honesty, some Leos out there maybe experiencing a conversion of sorts, maybe experiencing a whole other way to look at the world, or a whole other way to look at your spiritual life in a way that you had not looked at before. It's like being introduced to a whole other perspective. And this in turn is going to change your relationships. Now, all Leos are going to get a chance at this energy over the course of the decade. This is a slow running energy as Uranus continues to move through the part of the sky that has to do with your highest values and how you understand God and how you understand spiritual energy. What is it, the philosophies that mean the most to you in life? And so all of you are going to get your shot, but this month, because you are starting this month with the energy of an important new moon in this very part of the sky happening at the very end of last month, it does suggest that as you start this month, you're carrying this energy of feeling a shift, of feeling a sense of faith, of thinking about what it is that you want to know more about so that you can feel a sense of greater understanding of your values, and especially where it comes to your understanding of the world around you. And so all of this is happening, and you're looking at your partner and thinking, can you go along with the ride with me? Can you not? Are you part of this? Are you not? And where they are, which I think for a lot of you, they might just be. You may find a point of connection, and it may even be your partners that actually help to facilitate a lot of this understanding. But where they are, you are going to find that bond deepens. You're going to find a sense of us against the world. Where it isn't so much, I think that tensions may come up, and you're going to decide whether or not you can accept or not. The one thing I'll say about that is you are in a process of change, and the change isn't over. And who you think yourself to be now is going through a constant evolution, and especially now, and especially where it comes to your values. So just be open to the possibility that maybe, even though it feels like you have all the answers, you might not. And be open to the possibility that perhaps it's more important that someone is there who can accept you and grow with you, even if it looks like that growth is happening in other directions. If there's mutual respect and mutual acceptance, then the two of you can move forward together if that relationship is really meaningful for you. Those of you who have somebody in your sort of in your sphere right now, I do think that this person is part of bringing some really powerful ways of looking at the world that end up being really meaningful for you, that end up challenging you actually. And I think you, more than others, are likely to be one of the people who feels this energy as a challenge, who feels this energy as, oh my God, but this is totally rocking my worldview. This is rocking everything that I used to know. I don't know if I want to be rocked in this way or not. That's the type of energy that I'm seeing. However, if you feel that there is something there that is worth nurturing, if your curiosity is piqued, which I think for most of you it will be, chances are you're going to at least be open to hearing this other person's perspective. Regardless, it does look like at the very least you're going to have some very interesting moments, and you're going to have some very interesting ways of considering the world around you. And those of you who are not attached right now, I do think that you are going through this process of looking at the world differently, and you are going to find yourself attracted to people who represent this other way of being in the world, who represent, whether it's a different culture, a different religion, a different philosophy, as I said, who represent the new, who represent the different, who represent the foreign, who represent the expanded as well. Those are going to be the types of people that you're finding yourself drawn to, that you're attracted to, very much on a level of emotion. As we progress through the month, and particularly once we get you towards the middle of the month, it does look like there are some friendly exchanges happening in the love sphere. There may even be a little bit of an element of getting a message from a friend through a friend through a friend, there's that game, Broken Telephone. Maybe you played it as a kid. I know I did, where a bunch of kids line up in a row, and the first one whispers something into one person's ear, and then the next one repeats it, and the next one repeats it. And by the time we get to the end, the person says what they heard, and it's usually something very different than what the original person said. And so this is a really good example of that possibility playing out in your life, regardless of your partnership status. And so just be mindful of that, okay? Be mindful that unless somebody is really looking at you and talking to you in person, so that you can fully pick up what is being said, and you can separate it to a certain extent from your interpretation. So it's not just about necessarily what you're reading or necessarily what you heard, but it is about all the different ways in which people communicate, and you're being honest with yourself and you're seeing all of it. That in turn is going to allow you to fully understand what it is that's going on in the alliance, and to fully understand what part this person is meant to play in your understanding of that spectrum of friendship and love and partnership, and where they mesh and where the best relationships have a good balance of these elements. And those of you who are single are going to find yourself at the very least also broken telephone phenomenon very possible for you. Late in the month, I just do want to leave you with late in the month, because there's such big career breakthroughs. There's such a sense of accomplishment. The chances of you actually meeting with somebody, connecting with somebody in a position of authority is there. And I would just advise you to be a little mindful, to take it a little slow, because it looks like, at least for a few of you out there, there may be an attraction that comes on very suddenly that's hard to explain. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but this person actually represents who it is that you hope to be, the respect that it is you hope to garner. And so just be open to that prospect, be open to that consideration, but of course have fun in the process as well, because you're moving in a very positive direction in love and in just about every area of life. Enjoy the process. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.